There is immense pressure at the center of the Earth, which causes heat to generate. The heat is so great it melts the rock, creating magma or liquid rock, the intrusive form of lava. Magma is the Latin word meaning thick unguent, like an ointment. The collection of magma then forms underground pools called magma chambers. As the magma mixes with gases, the pressure causes a rupture in the Earth's surface, releasing hot lava, volcanic ash, and gases.
Incredible new video showing Italy's Stromboli volcano erupting, sending up clouds of ash. You can see the volcano spewing those dark clouds while the volcano produced flashes of volcanic lightning. The Stromboli volcano started erupting on Sunday. It's located off the coast of Sicily. Officials say the intense explosive activity started happening before a larger explosion occurred in the crater. The volcano has also triggered an earthquake.
Volcano is the name given in Latin meaning burning mountain, applied to Mount Etna by the Romans. From Italian, the word lava means torrent or stream, traditionally from lavare, to wash. An earlier Hebrew term, ba'ar, means to burn, consume, or kindle. In Deuteronomy 4:11 it states, "And ye came near and stood under the mountain, and the mountain burned with fire unto the midst of heaven, with darkness, clouds, and thick darkness." Volcanoes produce large amounts of ash. In science, a volcanic winter is a phenomenon where large eruptions boost volcanic ash and sulfuric acid high, blocking the sun and cooling the Earth's atmosphere. In 1883, the explosion of Krakatoa created volcanic winter-like conditions lasting 4 years. There are several types of volcanic eruptions associated with activity. The phreatic or steam-generated eruption occurs when magma chambers heat underground water, causing steam blast. Explosive or high silica explosions are accompanied by viscous lava and a rock known as rhyolite. Diffusive or low silica blast has an eruption dominated by an outpouring of lava on the ground, and the pyroclastic eruption is made along with hot gas, volcanic glass, debris, and rock fragments. Another eruption, the lahar, is an Indonesian term that describes a hot or cold mixture of water and rock fragments that flow down the slopes of a volcano and typically enters a river valley. Lahars are so dangerous in part because the fluid moves so quickly at speeds up to 40 kilometers per hour. On November 13th, 1985, after 150 years of lying dormant, the Nevado del Ruiz, the sleeping lion, erupted during the night, traveling lahars down 11 flank valleys, burying the town of Armero below. According to reports, no additional changes in seismicity were apparent before the onset of eruptive activity at about 1545 on November 13th. Ashfall reportedly began about 1600 in heavy rain at Mariquita, 59 kilometers northeast of the summit, and Lapuli with ash started falling about 1730 in Armero, 46 kilometers to the east-northeast. At 2909, Bernardo Salazar, tending seismic equipment 9 kilometers from the summit, heard the start of strong explosions, much louder than those on 11 September, that shook the building and lit up the rain clouds like a lamp. Heavy rains prevented Salazar from seeing the eruption column, but pumice, to 15 centimeters in diameter, began to fall by 2137, and 1 centimeter lapulli fell 18 kilometers west of the summit. Ashfall at Armero increased about 2200. At 2220, a Caribbean Airlines cargo plane flew through the eruption cloud at 8 kilometers altitude. Pilot Manuel Cervera reported that smoke and the smell of sulfur filled the cabin, and his windows were etched. 2 attempts to land at Bogota failed, but he landed safely at Cali by putting his head out a side window. Armero lay in a valley below the 16,200-foot high volcano. The town, which was built in approximately 1895 after a previous volcano led to 1,000 deaths, had become buried under debris 16,000 feet deep. An estimated 21,000 of 25,000 of Armero's residents died. The volcanic ash reached 50 miles from Colombia's capital, Bogota. On March 27, 1980, Washington State's famous volcano, Mount St. Helens, erupted in a series of explosions lasting 2 months. This was the volcano's first activity since the 1850s. It was accompanied by a column of ash 80,000 feet high, with a fast-flowing current of pyroclastic flow, the deadliest hazard regarding volcanoes. The culmination of this activity caused the deadliest volcanic eruption on U.S. soil. On May 18, 1980, at 8:32 a.m., a lateral blast blew off the volcano summit, causing a loss of 13,000 feet, lowering the elevation from 9,777,000 to 8,368 feet. The blast reached nearby Spirit Lake, 4 miles away. The blast hit the water so hard, it displaced most of it in a wave 850 feet high above the lake level. Some equate the explosion to 20,000 Hiroshima-sized atomic bombs.
Temperatures can reach anywhere from about 10 million degrees up to about 15 million degrees initially. Degrees Kelvin, very hot, very hot.
At the outer edge of the fireball is a shock wave. What the fireball doesn't vaporize, the shock wave crushes. See those tiny objects in the foreground? Those are tanks about to be hit by the shock wave.
When it first starts off, it's moving at Mach 100 times the speed of sound.
And then there is the mushroom-shaped cloud, which climbs into the sky, spewing radiation.
The outpouring of material resulted in a mudslide that triggered a massive 5.1 earthquake on the Richter scale. The debris spread 25,000, cutting a massive canyon 140 feet deep. This depth is nowhere near the 6,000 feet deep Grand Canyon. However, the scientific community learned just how quickly a chasm like this could be created. The mainstream opinion came from evolutionary scientists, having long assumed that laying down layers of rock and sediment in the manner of the Grand Canyon is a process that takes millions of years, the lowest level being the oldest. However, science showed that the process can happen much faster, which made the events of the global flood that much more plausible. Geology.com in February of 2017 states, petrified wood is a fossil. It forms when plant material is buried by sediment and protected by decay due to oxygen in organisms. This process was said to take millions of years. However, Spirit Lake in Skamania County, Washington, located north of Mount St. Helens, housed several tourist stops and camps near its shore. The lake itself was formed from lahars and pyroclastic flow from a previous eruption. After the eruption of 1980, the lake received deposits of pyrolyzed trees and other plants. The debris avalanche had brought 350,000 acres. The trees formed a blanket over 40,000% of the lake's surface. Underneath the surface, Trees were found to be dragged to the bottom and suspended in an upright position with the resemblance of a forest in the water. The trees were seen buried by various depths, indicating being dragged down and planted at various times. This also signaled to scientists that this could be the cause of petrified forest of Yellowstone National Park. Another find is the creation of coal, which forms from decayed tree bark and becomes peat, fossilizing into coal under heat and pressure. The peat accumulation at Spirit Lake showed that it was a process that happens rapidly and not over hundreds of millions of years. So volcanoes, although mysterious structures, have a hand in creating land for the earth. It regenerates the crust. It creates new minerals, provides water, and it also cools the atmosphere. So volcanoes are not just some big forms of mass that spew hot lava and cause mass destruction. They actually provide benefits to the earth. And before these major eruptions, these processes were known to take millions of years. But now we see with these previous eruptions from the last 20 years, it doesn't take that long. So once again, thank you for tuning into another episode of Me and Epiphany, where we talk about history, science, philosophy, religion, and everything in between. Be sure to check out the description box below. I provide the sources and additional videos for you to check out. You can learn some more there. Also check out my store, Life by Ortavia. I will be working on some new material there. I've got candles coming. I have hair care, skincare products coming, as well as the home decor that was already there. You can also find me on platforms such as TikTok. I do provide short videos over there on some controversial topics. Sometimes they ban me, sometimes they don't, so just check that out. Also, IG, X, Rumble, Tumblr, all the major platforms. I do try to post as much as I can on there, but for sure, if you want to see the full videos, you're going to see us on YouTube, and then for the short form videos, you're going to see that on TikTok. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for tuning in.